All right, Harrison, so for the Zercher squat, what we're gonna do, you're gonna have two different squat variations. One's gonna be a band resisted, one's gonna be a band assisted. This one's the band resisted variation. So what you'll need, most of the time you're gonna need 4 bands. Okay, so this would be set up, attached to another band like we've done before with the other drills. It really just depends on your rack setup and the kind of bands that you have, but like Craig or Anthony will probably be able to help you through this quite easily. When you're doing the lift, what I'll write on the program is the bar weight that I want you to have, and then basically a percentage of band tension. It's very hard to know how much band tension is on there. There's ways to do it, but it's kind of a pain. So I would say that somewhere in this ballpark, I think this is 1/4 inch thick, is going to be like the heaviest band that you'll use, because we're looking for a ballpark of 15 to 20% of band tension. So if you're doing 95 pounds on the bar, you would just add a band about this thickness on each side, and it should be about this the correct weight. So with the band resisted efforts, you're going to help reinforce is teaching you how to push through the entire lift. So people who are very tendon dominant or jump and don't have to get into a ton of hip and knee flexion, they'll have what's called really well developed early rate of force development. So that means I can produce force pretty quickly, really early on in a movement. The bands are going to reinforce a late rate of force development. So being able to get down into deeper hip and knee flexion and then accelerate through the full range of motion as you come back out. Okay? Which I think is going to be very beneficial not only for your jumping but also for your changing of direction, because you have to be able to get into those deeper positions and then get back out of them. Okay? So what we'll do is you'll attach the bands directly to the bar. Depending on your setup, some racks have pins that stick out, some you have to tie directly to the rack. The bottom will go underneath and attach to one of those spots, and then you'll just perform the Zercher squat the exact same way you've been doing it. You can still do it with a slam board if you want to. I think with a band it's a little awkward, so if you just want to go flat-footed, that's totally fine. The big things are making sure that you've got that bar on your elbows are staying up in front of your body, and your weight's back on your heels the whole time. Inhale at the top, exhale all the way down and feel your heels, feel your butt, and then you can inhale and drive back up, okay? And with these movements, the goal is not necessarily to move as much weight as you possibly can. We want to find a way that's on the lighter end, plus the band tension, that you're able to move really quickly. So we're trying to make these explosive movements. With the band resisted work, as you drop down, the band's going to pull you down, so the bottom of the squat's going to get harder and harder and harder. And then as you drive back out, you have to push through the bands. If we do some of the band assisted work, the bands will be hanging from the top, and as you lower yourself down into the squat, the bands will unweight the bar a little bit and help you explode out of it. But for now, we're just going to start with these band resisted variations. We'll do it with the Zercher squat, and we'll see how it goes. Another thing you can do is if you have a gym aware, or if the Kings have a gym aware and Craig or someone doesn't mind setting it up, we can set that up. We can actually just monitor your bar velocity and go from there.